They done went to the KKK to make it seem like I don't have custody of the kids. This involved them allowing the KKK to rape my little boy with them. This involved allowing the KKK to starve my pregnancy. This involved hospitals lying about my pregnancy at every hospital that I go to for medical care. This involves them staging me to be homeless in the country so that they can say that I don't have custody of my son that they have been raping in custody court, in family court. This involves every women's shelter refusing me into the women's shelter. This involves an operation for me not to be able to shower or bathe in the country, forcing me to take wash ups with bottles of water. This involves me not being able to use a mirror in the country other than a small mirror purchased out of the store. They're setting me up with the KKK. So they all up in here. This involves an operation for me to be surrounded by ambulances, firefighters, police, running sirens, alerting the entire neighborhood all over Houston, any city where I go, and every state that I go to in the country, for people to do operations to try to make me appear as if I am homeless. They are doing operations to try to make me appear as if I am a drug addict. They are doing operations to try to make me appear like I'm a prostitute. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all where me and the baby sit every day to put out the information for the case. So this is where me and the baby sit. She got on scrubs. They sitting in our spot and then thought they were gonna try to starve me. So I'ma just leave the location and go to get the food. hmm Alrighty. So they in the parking lot thinking that we gonna be up in here starving, trying to stop me from being able to sit inside of the location and put out the information about my case with food, having eaten. So they trying to paint me like I'm a junkie, walking around the area asking them to help us with food from the location. So the mayor of Houston has us staged outside with the KKK. So as you can see, I am with child. So I am pushing around me and my children's belongings in a cart and asking people to help us with food because he's trying to set us up with the Ku Klux Klan because the father of my children is white and he's trying to make it seem like I don't have custody of my kids while he rapes my child to death with the KKK. So this is the facility that is trying to set me up with the Ku Klux Klan in the area. This is Aldine Library, 11331 Airline Road, and I have a $250 million lawsuit that I am about to win. They're trying to paint me like I'm a junkie in the area. So normally I walk this way, 1, 2, 3 lights to West Road, and then I make a right and I go to those restaurant establishments to get the food. But right now I'm feeling paralyzed. So what I did yesterday was I walked to the corner here and went down this road. As I'm on my way to the corner, people are swarming past us that are trying to set us up with the Ku Klux Klan and the Houston Police Department. They're also speeding past us in this direction. Okay, so this is West Dyna and Airline Road. So the library is literally right there. Like I showed y'all, this is just the corner. And they just started running sirens, about to do operations to try to stop us from getting food at a restaurant on West Dyna. This is Airline, and that's West Dyna. We're about to go down West Dyna. This establishment is involved with trying to have people starve us around the area. This is a Burger King at the corner. They have a diner and they have I think one or two other restaurants, and they're all doing operations to try to stop me from getting the food. And it's literally just a block around the restaurant. 1BD 7604. They're riding around trying to set my kids up to be murdered. Okay, you can see the library facility from where I am on Airline and West Dyna in the direction where I am headed towards the first restaurant. This restaurant is called Takiria. It's right by the the library. Let me see what they say about helping us. Everybody knows that I'm pregnant inside of the facility. Excuse me, sir, I'm pregnant and I need to get some food. Would y'all mind helping us to get something to eat, please? Okay, nobody is here at Paseo Quetracho. I'm going to ask them to donate us the food. All right, this is Hans Diner. It's not too far from Chiracho Diner Plaza in the corner at Airline, right by the library. Three white males just pulled in and went inside of the restaurant. TBS 9979. Hispanics just pulled in a BMW, gray BMW. I'll just ask the people to donate the food to us. All right, so I just asked him to help us with the food. He tells me that I'm barking up the wrong tree. He's not interested in helping. Well, hopefully you're interested in where my son is that y'all said y'all were gang raping to death with Cynthia Olvera. I'll just add shut up. Excuse me, ma'am. Is your manager here? Ma'am, I am pregnant. Is there a way that you could help us with some food and donate some food to us just this one time? For you? Just, yes, I'm pregnant, ma'am. Just this one time. Okay, so this restaurant across the street from this Burger King, there's Hans Mambo. They're working with the Houston police to try to say we can't ask for food there, and then they're letting them come and do KKK celebrations, trying to starve the baby to death in the area. All right, we just got back with the food, and this hole is packed. I stepped out of the library to do this audio, and I wanted to finish explaining the operation. So they are doing an operation to try to paint me out like I am a mental patient about my knowledge of them raping my son with the Ku Klux Klan. They are also attempting to discredit me about my pregnancy with hospitals in an attempt that I won't win my lawsuit and that they will not be charged for raping my son. I had a doctor tell me in the spirit that I am carrying twin babies. What Austin John Meador, my children's father, and his mother, Cynthia Olvera, has been having hospitals do is lie about my pregnancy and say that I am not pregnant on medical records. The first hospital that did this operation with the KKK to make it seem like I did not have custody of my son by trying to discredit me about my pregnancy is Conroe Regional Hospital in Conroe, Texas, which is now called HCA Hospital. The next hospital is St. Luke's Hospital. Let me explain something about St. Luke's Hospital and their Ku Klux Klan affiliations with Cynthia Olvera and Austin John Meador. So I went into the labor and delivery unit. I told them that I was pregnant. I had been experiencing some bleeding where they were abusing me pregnant outside, starving me, forcing me to walk up and down the road without medical care. The doctor at St. Luke's came back to me and told me, "You're not pregnant." And he tried to tell me I was not pregnant based off of some blood work and urine samples. And then he said, "Your stomach is extended." And he said, "Where are you feeling pain? Let me feel." And I said, "I'm not in any pain and I am pregnant." And so he was like, "Let me feel." And I said, "You're touching too hard and you're pressing down too hard." I said, "If you just place your hand on my womb, you can feel the baby kicking alive in me." He was a white male and he was a Ku Klux Klan member. And he said, "You're not pregnant." And he had his hand on my belly, pressing too hard where I had to grab his hand. And I said, "If you just place your hand, then you can feel the fetal movement." And I had to remove his hand off of my abdomen because he was attempting to try to crush my womb to try to kill my baby. And what one doctor is saying in the spirit is twins based off of an ultrasound. So I left St. Luke's Hospital, Houston, Texas, panicking. I talked to the staff and I said, "This is illegal. I need to leave the state of Texas." I did leave the state of Texas, and they did it to us in Atlanta, Georgia as well. But as I was fleeing the hospital grounds, they had police officers running sirens in the night, and they were trying to harm me off of the hospital grounds to try to cover up my pregnancy for Austin John Meador and Cynthia Olvera for their Ku Klux Klan affiliations. So now these hospitals are involved with having ambulances riding around with police officers and fire departments who are in the Ku Klux Klan or have KKK affiliations, trying to starve my baby to death for them. The next hospital was Ben Taub Hospital. I was posting the videos on YouTube as I was inside of the hospitals. I do this every hospital visit. And they were calling themselves into an office and deliberately lying about my pregnancy on camera for the KKK. They refused to give me an ultrasound after I told them that the other hospitals said that I was not pregnant based off of urine samples and blood work, that I would need an ultrasound or a sonogram, a fetal heart monitor, or I would leave the facility. They are trying to keep me inside of the facility and lie about my pregnancy, and then they're trying to say that I am a mental patient and that they need to hold me captive and take me to a mental asylum to try to cover up my pregnancy for Cynthia Olvera and Austin John Meador's Ku Klux Klan affiliations. They are also helping them cover up that they were raping my little boy to death, and they do not have custody of my child. They are going to the KKK, going through the KKK to make it look like I do not have custody of my child. They have also been attempting to try to steal whatever child or children that I give birth to in attempt to rape the children with the KKK. Another facility that is involved is a clinic in Anahuac, Texas, where she lied about my pregnancy, a nurse for the KKK, a white female. They also have blacks involved in the operation that have Ku Klux Klan affiliations. They are making false 911 calls and accusing me of violent behavior as they are trying to stage altercations with me to try to cover up my pregnancy and that they were raping my little boy. Another location is Expectation Studios here in Houston, Texas. It's an ultrasound studio. She lied about my ultrasound for the KKK, where I paid for the ultrasound. Then I went to Texas Children's Women's Pavilion in August of last year, and a midwife named Robin lied about my pregnancy with another nurse after they did confirm that I was pregnant off of an ultrasound. Now, Austin Meador's and Cynthia Olvera's Ku Klux Klan affiliations have gone as far as Texas Children's Women's Pavilion, where the Women's Pavilion is having officers trying to starve me outside with all of the Americans. They are deliberately lying about my pregnancy on camera, and they are having social media platforms involved with them trying to cover up the fact that I am pregnant and that Cynthia Olvera and Austin Meador were raping my child with the KKK. I am going to show you all some footage from last night of the operation to starve us and have me sleeping on the ground pregnant. We up here at the Burger King and don't have any food. I'm walking around with a cart, wobbling pregnant. This lady, Hispanic lady, refused to get the food. Black lady just pulled out. She refused to get the food. Officers sitting there across the street. They doing operations trying to starve us. And this restaurant, everybody in there eating, knowing that I'm pregnant, and they say it's twins. So there's one surrounding me, one coming past me as I'm walking across the street to see if somebody will help us with the food. All right, he refusing to roll down the window. They trying to starve my babies with the KKK. Now, excuse me. They trying to stop us from getting food. If they don't help us with the food, I'm gonna go get the information for the officer's license plate. Excuse me. All right, get their license plate numbers. Notice it's a security guard that's following me around as I'm trying to get the help with the food. Excuse me. Sir, ma'am, I'm pregnant and I need to get some food. Would y'all mind helping us to get something to eat, please? Y'all won't help us? Okay, they won't help us. This is a Ku Klux Klan operation. Excuse me. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Ma'am, I'm pregnant and I need to get some food. Would you mind helping us to get something to eat, please? Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Ma'am, I'm pregnant and I need to get some food. Would you mind helping us to get something to eat, please? Ma'am, I'm pregnant with children, and okay, so she said that she would purchase the food for us. I told her that I wanted to get the chicken and rice and a Sprite, and she rang it up, and she said it'll be $15.45, and then she said that they were gonna pay for it. They put it on the tab, and then she started saying, "Excuse me, ma'am, we don't do that." So now she's causing us to have to leave the restaurant without the food. So I'm going to have to go out and get their license plate numbers and everybody in the parking lot. They're trying to starve my baby to death with the KKK and said they raped my child to death. That's okay. All right. They said they raped my baby to death. License plate number SFF9896. License plate number STT6541. They trying to attack me now. License plate number NBB9054. License plate number SSD8791. I have a $250 million lawsuit, and they're trying to starve me at Aldine Library with Houston police and the entire city. She should have allowed them to buy the food. SYD0840, and they're starving us. And said they gang raped my baby to death. License plate number SKW9803. And I said, if you stop them from getting the food, I need to just take pictures of everybody's license plates. TST1012, JXN6514, TODWWC, TKV9410. So as I am getting their license plate numbers, these two officers followed me up here, and they're staging an operation to have themselves right by the restaurants where I need to get food. So the guy just walked over here. I have the footage of him following me up here. The police are trying to set me up to be murdered, and I am pregnant. Letting white people gang rape my child to death and then try to racially persecute me pregnant outside with white people. God told me to get their license plate numbers. Nah, that's okay. We'll just go get the information of the officers too, because y'all not gonna starve my baby to death with the KKK. Everybody know that's Andrea Jones. She laughing. Cynthia Olvera said she gang raped my son to death. So I got your license plate number. That's okay. No, you're not gonna set us up to be murdered off of no goddamn restaurant property. So let's just get the information of the officers. So he's following me. Don't follow me trying to kill my child. You need to get out of my face. You can't get no police to do nothing to me. Back away from me. You can't get them to do nothing to me. Get away from me. You can't get them to do nothing to me and my baby. They trying so hard because we got a $250 million lawsuit. They trying so hard to set us up. They can't do nothing to me. They cannot do nothing to me.
está molestando ahí a los clientes. He just wants you to stay away from the location. Yeah, I'm pregnant. And I have a $250 million lawsuit. It's all over social media. These people sat over there and said they were going to pay for the food for us. They being evil and going to say not to pay for the food. I am pregnant. And I just found out that it's twins. So that's very wicked to try to stop people from helping us with the food. But I will not come back over there. That's fine. You don't have to let us get the food. That was my first time coming there, and it'll be my last time. His name is YVILLACON. That's fine, officer. That's fine. 1459158. They have them set up around the area 1304806. They got them set up to try to call them over as I'm trying to get the food. Okay, so this road right here, if you go straight to that light, I'm right there at Aldine Library releasing the information about my pregnancy. And they just keep following me around, trying to starve my pregnancy, trying to help my white baby daddy, Austin Meador, and his mom get away with gang raping my little boy to death with the Ku Klux Klan in Conroe, Texas. So this is the nearest restaurant, the Mambo and the Burger King. All right, so y'all know how I told you all that I had stepped outside of the library briefly to do the audio on my video. Well, this is a part of how they are trying to set me up with the KKK. They have brought over Hispanics that have Ku Klux Klan affiliations for them to come out with leaf blowers, lawnmowers. This is something that a lot of people know that they do. To try to stop people from being able to record audio about what they are trying to do to the person with the KKK in the area. They do have children involved, teenagers that are coming up here that have Ku Klux Klan affiliations, and their parents have Ku Klux Klan affiliations. I'm already done with the audio that I need to record. The problem with the fact of why I cannot record the audio inside of the library is because they are filled inside of the library trying to set me up. So I just wanted to note that I really want to fucking leave from up here knowing that it's that many people with Ku Klux Klan affiliations that are trying to sit up in my face as I am putting out the information about my children.